I'm going to do the Get to Know the Writer tag, which I saw on Steve Donoghue, who saw it on Carpenter's channel, who got the prompts from Erin Kinsella, who got it from kbcypher on Tumblr, which is as far back as I track things. But I figured I would do these questions because I'm going to do NaNoWriMo, and while I don't consider myself an author, I'm sort of a writer. I write things down on paper. I type things down into this phone here and make up stories every once in a while as a dabbler. I'm definitely a hobbyist. And I just thought I'd do this tag either to really depress myself or to just kind of key in myself a little bit. Yeah, so here's the tag questions. Number one, at what time of day do you usually write? I usually try and write the main bit of writing that I try and do when I am writing, because there's periods where I'm just not writing, is first thing in the morning. Which, yes, I'm not a morning person, but I find that writing in the morning means I get the writing done, and actually it encourages me to actually get more writing done later in the day if I get that initial writing done in the morning. And if I only get the writing done in the morning, well, then I can go through the rest of the day secure in the knowledge that I've gotten my writing done for the day. Because I think when I am writing, I try and write every day to just get that rhythm going. And if I get a story started in my head, I have to follow it along. If I take big long gaps in between, I lose the thread of the story. As much as it's going to live on the page, a little bit of it has to live. That living part of it has to be in my head. So yeah, I write every day when I'm writing, and I write first thing in the morning at least. Number two, do you outline your work or just wing it? I had a spate there where I was winging it a lot. As I've gone along, I found I really need some kind of a structure. I'm still struggling on how much outlining I do and how much space I leave for just sort of kind of what comes into my mind. I think I'm always going to leave a little bit of breathing room in there, so that on the day when I'm actually writing, I'm still making things up then. But I try and do it within the kind of a knowledge of an overall structure, maybe of like, oh, I'm trying to write to this end point. So yeah, if I come up with a story, I try and come up with a beginning, middle, and end. So I generally have an idea of a kind of an arc of what my story is going to be. I think that focuses me, and to whatever degree, that's how I can get through a story. Number three, what authors do you admire the most? I don't know. I'm reading Alan Mendelsohn, The Boy from Mars at the moment, by Daniel Pinkwater, and he was probably a early author that I really admired the most. Also, like someone like Gordon Corman, very much kind of writing humorous, kind of very light, kind of very workman-like stories. I also do like, I love someone like Proust. There's people that I love that I was like, no way would I ever try and write like them, because that's not me, and B, that's just so far out. Like, Angela Carter, wow, what an amazing writer. I'm no Angela Carter, and I think I actually, as much as I could reach for that, and whatever I fell short of that goal would become me. I don't know if that's particularly me, but yeah. But yeah, it's interesting, like authors you admire. It's like interesting, like an author that maybe is the most influential on me, maybe not maybe my favorite author. So there's that. And I don't know what author that would be at this point. Number four, what is your least favorite genre to write or read? Genre. So if we're going genre, I guess, you could go fiction, nonfiction. I like reading nonfiction, so I guess that's out. I don't know, maybe romance, but even some romance I like. To write, I write mostly, let's focus on writing, since this is a writer tag. I don't really write much in the way of nonfiction, just because at one point I took training to be a journalist, and I quickly realized that I'm not a detail person, or that I was so worried about the details that it crippled me from being an efficient journalist. I think a journalist has to be like really quick at getting their facts and details right, and to be able to get it out on the page, and maybe not, and worry about getting everything right, but trying to you have to have that facility to get it right quickly. So I'll say nonfiction at this point, because I gave up that, because I don't have that facility to get it to the proper right level of rightness, I think. Even though a lot of times on this channel I spew a lot of nonfiction facts when I'm researching books that I'm reading, so that's kind of hilarious that way. Number 5, what do you want to write? Do you want writing to be a hobby, or is it a goal to write full time? At one point, I had the goal of wanting to write full time, but I realized I'm just not temperamentally cut out to be a writer. I take it way too personally. I get too depressed by my writing. I don't want to show my writing to anyone. So it's like, this is definitely a hobby for me. This is something that I'm happy doing and writing, and that if nobody sees, I'm happy with. So that's got to be the definition of a hobbyist there. Number 6, what is the hardest part of writing for you? The hardest part of writing for me is having to revise. I like the initial rush of writing and creating a story, but when I have to circle back and actually read what I've written, and that initial heat and kind of delight of writing fades away, I get far too depressed by the crap that my first draft is. And of course it would be a crap first draft, and you have to edit to get better. I'm shitty at editing. I cannot, once the heat kind of goes off, and once I'm looking at something objectively, I start looking at it and going, wow, this is crap. And I have a lot of trouble with editing, if I actually even succeed in editing, without actually ending up just basically hating what I'm doing. This is probably why it's good that I'm not depending on this for doing this for a living or anything like that. Number 7, do you have a writing routine? My writing routine when I'm writing is, write every day. A lot of times this does center around NaNoWriMo. It's like, okay, 1 month a year, I'm really kind of into the writing. It's gotten more and more just like it's NaNoWriMo. I don't do it all the time, which probably also retards any growth that I would have as a writer. See, this is when we get into the depression part of me talking about my writing. Number 8, what is your solution to writer's block? My solution to writer's block is you got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Just, whether I feel like, especially the great thing with like NaNoWriMo is like, you just write every day. It's like, you feel like shit at the beginning of the day and you don't feel creative, open up the thing and start typing. Just start typing. And it's funny, is the more you just do that, and it's just more of, it's a pattern, I find I can just write whenever. And I've taken, hopefully I will, by the end of this month of October, I will have come up with a full idea. So I'll have a little bit of okay, well, I can write this scene. And even if I write that scene crappy that day, well, hey, I wrote it. And I find that just the act of doing that usually kind of loosens me up enough that I can write through. Now writer's block is not a problem. It's editor's block that I have the trouble with. Number 9, how long have you had a writing blog? 0, because I don't have a writing blog or vlog or anything like that. Number 10, do you think having a writing vlog or blog helped your writing in any way? And I guess, if we could talk about, this is why I'm doing this tag, I guess, is to try and talk out some of my neuroses and just sort of get it out there. Hopefully diffuse it a little bit that way. I don't feel as crappy about being a crappy writer at the moment by just talking about it. Steve Donoghue on his videos did say, you have to watch out. You just don't spend, if I did this video every day instead of actually doing writing, then I think I would just eating my own tail, my own crap every day, and wouldn't be healthy psychologically, and it wouldn't get me anywhere. But I'm hoping that doing little things like this, just talking out my crap, is helpful. And that's basically what I have. Hopefully this was helpful for myself. Hopefully this is maybe helpful for anyone who stumbles upon it long in the future or whatever. So yeah. So I don't know if you are going to do NaNoWriMo. Maybe this is a tag you want to do, even if you don't consider yourself an author. I certainly don't, but just as someone who's going to write, and maybe this will help you address a few of your issues as you go along, or maybe give other people kind of an inspiration for what they could do for something like NaNoWriMo if you're a hobbyist like me, or just someone who's wanting to do this full time. And more power to you. I think a part of the reason why I love doing NaNoWriMo is because I'm such a big reader. I love books, are such a big part of my life, and to attempt and just fail writing helps me more appreciate all the people who can even produce a shitty book that I give 1 star to. It's like, hey, I still props to you as an author for creating this shitty book that I hate so much. And, even if I'm screaming at you because I thought the story was terrible and the characters are sexist and everybody's, it's like, you made a book. Nobody can take that away from you, buddy. Hey, buddy. All right. More videos later.